Ah. All right. Jesus. All right. Hi everyone, and welcome to the end of the month hangout. Do I look okay? Do I look like a person in this? Kinda. Maybe like a slight focus adjustment. That's worse. Hi everyone. This light has been bothering me for like days now, so let's try to fix it together live on stream while we wait for the phenomenon while we wait for the vibe to like fully turn on. The vibe? What the hell am I talking about? I'm like losing the sense of consciousness like as we speak. Better? Well, why is it that like shining down on my nose from up above with like yellow light that I hate? Can I make a color light? What if I make it red? It's better. Look at this. Hi, folks. Welcome to the end of the month hangout, where we hang out. First of all, sorry that the new video hasn't come out. It's going to be out like in I think 3 days, like 100%. It's basically done. The video is basically done. It's just that I've been late. I've had other stuff going on. The election here in Sweden is also taking some time. But the video is almost done. It's basically done. So sometime in the middle of next week or this week, depending on how you count your weeks, it's going to be out. It will be out. Tomorrow I'm gonna like pop an Adderall and just like work all day, and not really, but I'm going to work all day, and I'm going to. It's going to basically. It's already basically done. I have to wait for sponsor approvals, and I'm waiting for voice clips from some people, but it's basically done. So it's gonna be out. It's going to be out. 2 weeks out. No! I've reached that point in my YouTube career now that it's late. Second of all, I know it's not August anymore, but same as with the video, it's been just the fact that I've been like having to deal with the election happening, and I've done like a video for a Swedish NGO as well. Like there's been just a lot of stuff, and I've my time planning sort of like fell apart. But now everything's fine. Everything's fine now, and we can do that. We can hang out and talk some shit. If you're new to this, which it might be, or it might not be, I don't know. The way this works is we fuck around for like an hour. I open some mail. I read the chat. I talk about whatever's going on. I reflect on the month that has been and the month that's coming up. And this is gonna be like the third month. This is gonna be like the third month in a row where I go like I'll be back on schedule next month, but this is actually true this time. Kind of, almost at least. The vote poster. Kiwi Farm is still done best. Yeah, it's I'm glad it's dying. Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. how are you doing today? Reflecting on the month that has been, quickly, for me, it's been a nightmare because I think at the beginning of August, I had COVID. Was that at the beginning of August? I'm gonna check my Twitter for when I ranted about COVID. Anyway. Well, now I'm actually like a little bit like anxious. Yeah, early August. Fuck, early August I had COVID. I don't know fucking anything. So I had early COVID. This is also a reason why the video is kind of late, because I released my last video, then I went on holiday for 2 weeks, which I desperately needed. And then I got COVID for like a whole week, and it took me like another week from that to even recover. So don't think of it as I'm late. Think of it as I've had a nightmare time. During the same time, the Swedish election campaign started up and is becoming like a thing. And because I'm running, that means I have to go out and campaign. I have to like, you know, be in meetings and shit like that. A lot more than I thought that I would have to do, actually. Initially, I kind of thought that I wouldn't have to do anything. It was August, Miss Pride. You're right. You're right. Thank you. It was August. So that all happened. Shit, that all happened last month. Holy shit. Man, wow. I mean, that wasn't long ago at all. It feels like it was ages ago, but that was really long. And anyway, the point is, everything has been sort of like a big clusterfuck. Now, everything is finally planning out. Last week, I had like a ton of meetings, but I finished up with like tons of projects last week as well, including this video, basically. So this video is going to be out, and then I'm going to start the next one that's also going to be out pretty soon because they're connected. And I'm going to be back on like my regular schedule. So, you know, that's fun. So I'm going to be streaming on Twitch again, and stuff like that. What else has happened this month? Kiwi Farms is dying, thank God. It needs to die. A slow and painful death. No, actually a quick and painful death. What else? I've undergone some courses for political security courses, which have to do with things like what to do if Nazis kidnap you and do political extortion. Or like what do you do if political opponents like call in a bomb threat to where you live? Things like that. So that's been fun. I have nothing to worry about apparently, but you know, still. How to not take bribes. Kinda. Literally, yeah. Another heat wave. That's true. Another heat wave. How the fuck did anyone survive this last month? How did I survive this month? Because I had COVID, stress, and a heat wave. I only remember that there's a video supposed to come whenever I see your apology tweets about it being late. That's literally what most people say. I've never actually had anyone. I don't think I've ever had anyone actually complain about like a video being late. No one's actually like being like, "Hey, where's the next video?" Ever. Not even patrons. Not even high-paying patrons, which are the people that I would think. Excuse me. Thank you, Ben Shapiro. Thank you so much. Ben. Also $100 super chat. Thank you, Ben Shapiro. Whoa. As a thanks for that, I will do whoa. Thank you. Holy shit. Everyone say thank you, Ben Shapiro, in chat. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Completely lost track of my thoughts, but that's fine. Yes, yeah. No one's actually complained about like a video being late. So the only one who's like giving myself a hard time is me. So if I rant about it, it's not like I'm starting to realize it's less about me like actually trying to apologize and more just me giving myself therapy, which I guess I should not tweet about or like externalize to Twitter. August was the 100th anniversary of Swedish referendum on prohibition. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad we can drink again. Stockholm during Pride. Yeah, thank you for. How do you know this? I'm glad that you know this because I forget. Got an email from Paradox. They said, despite having a small channel, my content is interesting enough that I'm getting a 3 beta key. Nice. Fuck yeah. I'm looking forward to from Victoria 3. I'm running your election campaign on Facebook. I'm posting your hottest shot with vote me mulder 2020. Thank you. Dark Brandon is a thing now. That's true. The bench and sharpener. This is like most YouTubers are taking more time off this holiday. Like during the summer. Oh, for sure. I think this is an exhausting year to exist, and I think that a lot of YouTubers have because we have a lot of freedom and like we're extraordinarily privileged in order to do this. But like the fact that we can take days off because the world is too sucky, I think a lot of people are like taking advantage of that. Most people also have better things to do than watch YouTube all day. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the other things that have happened this month. I'm trying to think of like other things that are like channel related, so I don't just talk about like me and shit. I did hair removal, which meant I had to move around some shoots because it swells my face like J-Lo now. Yeah, I don't have anything. So let's use that time to read some mail. The PO box hasn't been. How do you say? The PO box. I haven't been able to check the PO box because the company that runs my PO box, because it's like a company that like has like a bunch of like rows and rows and rows of PO boxes. They had some sort of like a water leak in the building, so they've had to like shut it all down for like not fumigation, but sort of like to dry everything out. So I haven't been able to check the mail. Like I went there and it was just like, no, door lock, can't get in, and I'm like, okay. But I did check it a bit earlier. Like I checked it earlier in the month. I just haven't checked it recently. So there is probably mail in there. So if you've sent some mail to me, I don't know it. I apologize. I have to say, but I do have a little bit. So I'm gonna check that. Is the PO box still open? Yeah, the PO box is gonna be open for like a year, or until I shut it down. And I'll mention that. Oh, thank you. Nice to see you. All right. Dear Mia, your sad Twitter posts touched me sincerely, for a completely different reason. But I know what it's like to keep doubting yourself. When I read your sad thoughts, I think, It's really awful that you can't always enjoy the way you are. Well, that's just me being sad posting on Twitter, to be fair. You're an educated, smart, and beautiful woman. Thank you. I wish you a happy life full of friendship and the love you deserve. I hope this modest gift, they came with a gift, together with your image as the glorious and tall Valkyrie, will comfort you at least a little bit. Oh yes, this is a combination gift. But I don't know where it is. Hold on. It's here somewhere. I showed it last stream. It's a picture of me as a Valkyrie. Some fan art. I don't know where it is. And this one is from Tobias Zaremba. And it came. I'm not gonna hit you. Don't worry. And it came with this, which is a fresh pickelhaub. It's there we go. Which is this hat. I already do have a hat like this, but it's I do need a replacement because the other one's like kind of falling apart by the seams. Legitimately, like the plastic is just like peeling off because I got it like 4 or 5 years ago. So thank you for this. Now I have a working one. Plastic. And that is all we have. It's not unnecessary. Like, it's legitimately not unnecessary though, because first of all, like this thing, like, wait, listen, my old pickelhaub hat is like falling apart up here. Like this piece of plastic is also like falling off, and like there are bits missing underneath. Like, I'm legitimately happy about this because I like having the pickelhaub, and my old one is like honestly it's falling apart. So thank you. I'm legitimately happy. Sorry guys, can't video today, world too sucky. Kinda. Please postpone the stream, I'm at work. We'll see what I can do. But that's, again, like that is all the mail I have. For today. So there is also a strap underneath that comes with this. And I lost my old one. This one has it, but I remember, because I unpacked it before the stream, and I remember placing that somewhere else. I don't remember where, but I have it somewhere, so it's also good, because, you know, I completely lost my first one. Do you like historic playing cards? I do. Can't believe I'm finally attending a Mia stream. I'm waiting so long. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the end of the month hangout, where we just hang out. How does it work? We ask questions. You can if you want to, you know, I'll answer basically. Yeah, I can't promise that I'll answer like every single individual question because you know, sometimes I might miss something, or I might talk about something else, or something else comes up. So I can't promise that I can do that, but you can ask, and we'll see what you can do. I'm currently freezing to death in a drink cooler to watch your live stream. Cool and everything. Oh, thank you. May I ask where you write your scripts? You may ask. I write my script in Google Doc, and it doesn't look good. Like I'll tell you that. I wonder if I can show off. I wonder how much of my next the script that I made I can show off without it without it being spoiled. We'll see what I can do. Hold on. I'll give you a short little teaser. Like this. This is what it like might look like. Something like that. With that though, let's talk a little bit about the month that's up ahead. The month that's coming up. If I can fix, there we go. In the month that's coming up, obviously my next video is going to come out. You got a little quick, very quick little sneak preview about that one. And yeah, that one's gonna be out next week, and then in like 2 weeks, almost exactly after that, and actually almost 2 weeks from now, the next video after that is going to be about that. Is going to be out because it's about they're connected theories. So this theory that I'm making a video about now is connected to another theory, which is what the video is going to be out a bit later. And that is what it's going to be, and then it's going to. So that's going to mean that I'm going to be back on track in terms of video schedule. So, you'll see that. I'm way behind in your vids. So I don't even remember what my last videos are about. You still have time. Dance in front of the camera like the Prime Minister of Finland. You will surely win. Yeah. I wish I had enough like Swedish clout to win the election purely on clout, but unfortunately not. What are my top 5 favorite singers or bands? Good, interesting question. Let's see. In no particular order, I think. So I listen to a lot of psychedelic rock. So that's what it's going to be a little bit about. So King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is up there for sure. Pond is up there too. Club Kuru is up there too. Queen, because it's Queen. I'm a little bit obsessed with Freddie Mercury. Who else? What else? What other band is on my list? Well, if I'm gonna go by the list, it's gonna be like the well, currently on my Spotify list, it's Laibach, Weird Al Yankovic, and Supertramp. So let's say, no, I gotta include Kim Petras here too. Kim Petras is in there too, for sure. Kim Petras is like up there because Kim Petras is the kind of music that you can listen to with other people, but that also like makes you feel extraordinarily like sexy and also fun. It's not really psychedelic in the sense that I typically like psychedelic music, But it's good. She does great music. Like back in Weird Al. Listen, I have, listen, it's what it is. It's like Dad in Red Army Choir. Will you write my English 101 paper for me? Yeah, if you want to fail. I'm not very good at English. People think that I'm good at English because I speak confidently in front of a camera, but you don't hear all of the amounts of times that I fuck up a take because I forget how to pronounce very simple words or forget about how grammar works. So like oftentimes I'll say a sentence, and I'll have to restart it over and over again because I keep saying it wrong or like in a very vaguely Swedish way. And I say this in a frustrated way because the same thing is starting to get through about Swedish. I'm starting to speak Swedish in an American way because I speak English. Because I speak English to like friends and I speak English to like online all the time. So like I'm becoming Americanized, but I'm not Americanized enough, which is frustrating. I realized I was in the middle of talking about the month that's up ahead, but like I'm trying to think about like other things that are going to happen. Like the election is going to be over in a week. In 1 week, the election will be over in Sweden, and yeah, well, like we'll see what happens then. Hey, Abby. The band that also plays with Tim and Paul. I wouldn't know. I would not know that game. But I work your English 101. I don't know about that. How do you get into the right headspace to write video essays? The right headspace for me to write video essays is to realize a deadline is coming up and realize I'm not nearly as done as I should be, and I force myself to finish a video before my self-imposed deadline. And then I fail that self-imposed deadline and work with shame to be done afterward, to be done after the deadline as quick as possible, and then the cycle begins anew. No, I would say, okay, the real headspace that I would say is I try to find subjects that I find are very interesting and like fun to me to write about and to like research, and then it's just a question of like trying to get my thoughts when researching that or like having fun with the topic down on paper, and that's pretty easy. And then once you have a sort of like a vague outline of like things, at least how I do it, when I have like a vague outline of like various topics that I want to touch on and like how things interconnect with each other, then I have to just sit and like, you know, review that script until it becomes something passable. And I do that until the script is like 75% done, and then I record because I'm out of time, and then improvise the remaining 25%, which sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't work. And sometimes you kind of have to save it in the edit. But I'm also like, I'm experimenting a little bit with like ADHD medication, and whenever I'm noticing that when my brain works well, I actually can finish things and don't have to like improvise and rush and do things like that. I can actually like be a person. Even if that doesn't always imply working, and sometimes that can mean taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon and then working. Opinion on Slot Pop, very good song. Very well, album. Very good album, I like it. Hi Abby, how are you? My thoughts are in English at this point. Yeah. You mean like the Muppet? God. Your music taste is so based. I like to think that I have pretty fun music. I've mentioned the chat. Thoughts on the election? Are you nervous? Yeah, a little bit. Like all the polls and like predictions in the Swedish elections for like weeks and weeks and weeks was like that the Social Democrats are gonna form government and the Left Party is going to do well. Now it's like the Left Party is gonna do still fine. Like the Left Party isn't going to lose anything. That's the party that I'm part of. So like I'm happy with that. But the Social Democrats have lost a significant amount of time in the last couple of weeks of the election. And the right-wing coalition is gaining traction. So it's like on a knife's edge. And I, obviously, even if I don't like the Social Democratic Party, I still want them to win so that they can form a government, because I prefer them over, like, the Swedish Democrats, who are, like, straight up narcissistic. How do you feel about going into the election? I feel fine. I like it. I'm having fun. Like, I'm not going to get in power here anyway, because my municipality is not going to be left-wing, like, no matter what we do. That's just how it is. So I've sort of like consigned myself to just be in the municipal council, but not actually have any power, or like very limited power, and that's fine. Like, you know, I'm gonna do what I can, and yeah. Do you have any fan art wishes? Not really. Like, you can do what you want. You're gonna be in the new videos? Yes, you are. Markup passable. I'm getting clocked by the Microsoft. Christ. Gonna be interesting for sure. We should invade Sweden and make me a prime minister. Listen, I just think that maybe I should be the face of the moderate insurgency when Sweden inevitably falls into civil conflict. And America should maybe support me. I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say shit like this. I'm legitimately running for office, and like there are like I will have a responsibility to like real people. I can't say shit like this. I can't say shit like that in shitpost, because like in 10 years time, someone's gonna like take that out of context and imply that I'm like a part of like I don't know, like the PKK or the YPG or some shit like that. Anyway. The election is on September 11th. Do you think there is room for a history channel from an academic? Thought about it for yeah, I definitely think there's space for that. The history space, especially on YouTube, is very lackluster in my opinion. Or like it's very sort of like pop history, and there's nothing wrong with pop history. But it very much presents like topics and subjects that are that sort of like penetrate into the mainstream. But to me, that's not where the interesting parts of history is, and that's why when I talk about history, I try to be a bit more fun. My upcoming video has nothing to do with history. It has a little bit to do with philosophy, but mostly to do with like conspiracy theories, unfortunately. And I am occasionally sort of like stepping away a little bit from history and just doing like fun video essays that I do, but I still mostly do history stuff. And that's just because I want to spice it up and I want to try new things. But that's just for me. But I do think that there's definitely a space for it, I think. Do you see yourself running for the Stockholm region or Riksdagen, which is like parliament, at some point later on? Yeah, definitely. I've already done a sort of like very quick career within the party because locally like there was a lack of people, and because I have a channel and because I have like a little bit of clout, you know, that moves me up very quickly. So I could use that and try to get in in more like national politics. The thing about that though is that's more of a like a full-time job, and it's very tiring. If you ever run for PM of Sweden, I will bring up the gamers clip. How do you always have that clip? I did that like years ago, and you still just have the clip like on demand in like a second. It's powerful. You have great power, Abby, and I don't know how. I need to get back to work on Hamlet. Go for it. Future-proof your shit post. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to be the kind of politician that's sort of like, not to sound like that, but you know, like I want to be the kind of person who tells it straight and like acts like a normal human being and like, you know, talks like a person and not like a politician. So I hope that I can keep doing that, but like that's also going to restrict the amount of like growth that I can make in politics generally. Will I have time to YouTube? That's the thing though. Like if I win locally, yes, because locally it's well, not win, but if I get into the municipal council, then yes, I will have time for that. Because that's a very part-time. Like everyone in that council has other jobs like that they do mainly. It's not a full-time job, and you can't really live on it. If you become a full-time politician locally, like you head all the like the municipal companies and things like that, then that becomes more of a full-time job, and then you might be able to live on it, and you can make a lot of money for that way. But I don't want to. Like I don't know. Like I really like making YouTube videos, and I kind of want to keep doing that forever. As like, or at least as long as I can. Do you know what I mean? So I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't actually listened to Sophie. Unfortunately, I don't know anything. I don't know Sophie. I know Sophie's very important in sort of like trans music culture, but I don't know Sophie. I haven't listened to her. I don't think I really like her. People will have no normalized shit posting. People should. Less time for managing mulder grad. But like that's also what I mean. Like, you know, like not everyone goes into politics for a reason, and it's because politics is boring, and it is really boring. Like not to be that kind of person, but it fucking sucks sometimes. Like it's like sitting in meetings and talking about how to do a really important thing can be so boring. Like talking about like, should we prioritize bike lanes on this road, or should we prioritize bike lanes on this road? Should we sell these like public housing units, or should we instead raise the municipal tax in order to get that? But people aren't going to like that, and you know that's going to have effects like that. Like it's really important work, but it's boring, and I don't want to have a boring thing. But the reason why I still want to do it a little bit is because the only people who are doing it right now are people who are okay with doing boring shit. Like, yeah, but like, I'm not a politician, but like boring is also like politics is like talking about politics, super fun. That's great. I love that shit. That's my talent basically. That's my career. Doing politics mostly involves sitting with two other people, one of which does not know how to use a computer. And like trying to write down a document that issues out the way you want to expand a certain park in a certain area over a certain amount of time, and where the money is going to come from, and what company is going to actually do it, and when it's going to be done, and what impact the construction is going to have on this and this and that. and trying to like have that in a document that you're then going to present to someone that is going to say it's a stupid idea, and then they're going to say no. But you still have to do it. You still have to do all of that stuff. It's very frustrating. But you know, someone's got to do it. Gamer Prime Minister. What are your thoughts on, like, now we're just talking politics. I didn't mean for this to become a thing, but I guess that's what we are. What are my thoughts on Miljöpartiet, the Green Party, and the Feminist Party? They're great. I love them. I think people should vote for the Environmental Party in national elections, not locals, because the local environmental parties are backstabbers and snakes. But you should vote for the Environmental Party in the national elections, because they're better there. You should vote for the Feminist Party in local elections, but not in the nationals, because nationally they're not going to win. And if they don't get above 4% of the vote, all the votes for them nationally are wasted, because they're not going to have enough to get into parliament. And they're not going to get over 4%, unfortunately, but they might get over 2% in the municipal elections, which is enough to get into the municipal councils. So you should vote for them in the locals so that they exist there, because they're good. I mean, primarily you should vote for me, but you know. You can send fan notes via email. I think you have access to my email on the about page of my YouTube channel. That's like my business email that you can send shit to. Is there a specific NEMD you want to sit on? I want to sit in the housing committee. Because because then I might get some power to say that maybe rents shouldn't go up, and keeping rents low is a good thing. And like not selling social housing units to private landlords who's going to increase the rent. Those kinds of things. And that's one of my like core issues. Third me a mulder channel for local politics. Listen, it might happen. Yeah, green parties are a little weird. I'm gonna vote for you. You can vote for I mean, you can still vote for the left party, like nationally. We need the vote because it's going okay. We're doing fine in the polls. In the polls, we're doing exactly as well as we did last time, which is fine because we changed party leader, so that's as good as can be expected. Are you up with Dutch politics? No, unfortunately, like not at all. I've never voted in a Dutch election, even though I'm technically allowed to. I think because I am a Dutch citizen, thanks to my father, but I don't know anything, and it's always been one of those things that's like no one ever told me, when I was younger, no one ever told me that like I could vote. No one ever told me that they expected me to vote in the Dutch elections. No one, like I didn't even know I had that right until I sort of like realized it when I was like in my early 20s, being like, why haven't I voted for Dutch parties? And so I haven't. But the thing is, I never, I often just miss that there's a Dutch election going on, because like no one sends me like a voting ballot or anything. No one lets me know about it. And because I'm so like out of touch with it, I kind of just forget about it. I legitimately just forget. Because I could do it for the next... When is the next Dutch election? Next Dutch election. It says 2017, and I don't think that that's going to be the next one. 2025. Alright, so I got 3 years until I can vote in my first Dutch election. What do you think about Nushi? She's fine. she's fine. The daily polls are very good sine curves. Yeah, it's very much like that. No one knows what the polls are going to be because the polls are always different. And you know, does the EU have a way to prevent people from double dipping their polls as far as the EU Parliament is concerned through dual citizenship? I don't think so, but I don't think it really matters because the European Parliament acts weird. I'm guessing European elections. I guess European elections would have to think about that, but I don't know. What's the political situation in Sweden? It's fine. Like, it's... Right now, it's, like, acceptable. Could be better. We do have a lot of, like, crime on the rise. And there's a lot of shootings, unfortunately, and actual real shootings this time, and not like fake weird shootings that far right extremists came up with in 2017. Back then, Swedish right wingers would just straight up say that crime was going up when it was going down, but now it is going up. So now it's like, damn it. But like things are fine. Like, you know, it could be better, could be worse. Like, cost of living is going up, could be worse. Cost of utilities are going up, but it could be worse. So it's a mixed bag. I definitely think that, like, if the right wing win, it's gonna get worse, like significantly. Have I read any interesting books lately? I did read a book the other day. It's called In the Blink of an Eye. It's a book about editing. I reread it, In the Blink of an Eye, by Walter Murch. It's really, really good. Even for people who are not involved in editing, or involved in like video making creation or like film making, because like I don't make films, I make YouTube videos. It's a very different kind of editing, which I've learned because the other day I actually spent time with like people who make real movies, and the way that we talked about how we work is very, very differently, and I realized then that I'm very suited for the job that I do right now, because they would occasionally give me advice for how to do something like on YouTube, for example, or like an editing idea, for example, and I had to be like, that doesn't work on YouTube. Like the things that you're explaining don't work on YouTube. They work great on film, they work great on TV, do not work for YouTube. Like, it's a completely different sort of like vibe for how to edit. But In the Blink of an Eye is really good because it doesn't dig into like specifics, like it doesn't dig into specific about the philosophy around editing and like the usefulness about editing, and those things are universal across editing sort of like fields. So I learned a lot from it. It's good. Good evening. Good evening. Figure out how to do it and make a video about it. I could do that, yeah. Who's my favorite ContraPoints character? I don't have a favorite ContraPoints character. What's your favorite ContraPoints video? That's a good question. What is my favorite ContraPoints video? I don't know. Excuse me while I quickly go to Natalie's channel. I really liked Envy, to be fair. I really, really liked Envy. I know some people have problems with it, but I liked it. else? Because I think a lot of the videos that I watched of Natalie's was before were among the ones that she's made private, because it's you know, for perfectly understandable reasons. But so I think that like a lot of maybe like my historical favorites are among those. But I really liked Envy. Like Envy hit good for me. It's one of those videos that I still like put up occasionally when I work to just like listen to. It's very nice. Climate change videos was very good. How was the Lighthouse on acid? I didn't actually take acid and watch Lighthouse. I watched the Thor movie. No. No. Of course I would never. As I mentioned in my video on drinks, I of course have never partaken in any type of illegal substance like that. But I can imagine that the Thor Ragnarok is very good. I can just imagine. Hypothetically. Hunger was really good. I liked Hunger too, but yeah. Who's gonna win in Sweden? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. I think that the Social Democrats are gonna make another. I think the Social Democrats are gonna make another government, but God knows if that's gonna be like a majority government. Doubtful, or if it's going to be or if that's going to be like a minority government, which is looking much more likely. So I don't know who's going to win. Can I talk louder? Unfortunately I can. My microphone is on max. I cannot speak louder than this. If my sound sounds weird, it's because the microphone that I have right now is an old microphone. My really good microphone that had my name engraved on it broke, so I can't use it. It broke completely, so I'm waiting for a new one. It's gonna take a while for me to get it, like months and months and months. So in the meantime, I'm wearing this one. Yeah, in the blink of an eye, I read. I mentioned that a bit before. The saxophone stream one. Yeah, I haven't played the sax in years. I'd like to play instruments like sometime in a video. But the thing is like I'm not good enough though. It's been like a hot minute, like a few years since I actually like seriously played saxophone. And it was fun when I did it. I used to play like big band jazz. But I haven't done it. I haven't done it since I started uni, and that was like almost a decade ago. No, that's not true. No. Is it? It is a decade ago. Shit. Oh, massive. You play saxophone? I do play saxophone. I played the flute as well, because it's the same fingering. Because you know both the saxophone and the flute both involve similar amounts of fingering and tongue work. Can't say that on stream. All right, we're reaching the end. I'm not gonna end yet, but I'm gonna quickly check. Is there something that I've missed that you know of? Things that have been in the month past and things that are coming up ahead. I haven't released a video, so I can't really reflect on it, but it's going to be out like in less than a week, like 100% less than a week, most likely within like 3 or 4 days. So that's gonna be then. So that's also like in the future, and then another video. I mentioned that already. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've missed. I think I'm good. I love the flute. The flute is great because you can play it alone. You can with the sax too, but it's not the same. It feels lighter and more. The flute feels a bit more like lighter and feminine compared to the saxophone, which is a horny uncle, like a horny uncle at a swingers party. That's how it is. Haven't talked a little bit of Leech Fest. It's true. Leech Fest, the medical history podcast that I do, is we took a little bit of a break because we went on holiday, but we're back now. We made a new episode about torture the other day, and we just today actually recorded an episode on monkeypox. So if you're out there and you want to hear about, like, you know, diseases and stuff like that, listen to Leech Fest. It's a good podcast. I think it's fun. That's cool. Thank you. We think so too. Switch political attack ad attacking new character and playing saying fingering and tongue work. If they do that, I'm gonna win 120% of the vote. That's true. I was on Well There's a Problem. That's true. I was on one of their bonus episodes on Nazi super weapons. That was fun. I love guesting with them. It's so fun every time. I will say that, like, I had to postpone me being on there like a few days because of COVID, and I still obviously had COVID when we decided to record anyway. Like I think we postponed it like 3 days from the initial recording time, and then I had COVID. I still had COVID 3 days later, so it's my energy, my vibe was a lot lower than it usually is, but it was still fun. It was great fun. I love hanging out with them. Well, There's a Problem podcast is so fun. They're so fun. The video streams are very good, yes. Because if you're a patron of Leech Fest, you get access to a video version. Hitler looking at the timetables was very funny. I gotta rewatch that. That's good shit. But okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you for reminding me, because I God knows that I do not have any either long-term or short-term memory. It's a miracle I can make videos. I'm gonna head out. If you have any last-minute questions, put them in chat right now, and I'll try to get to them. If you post duplicates, the things that I've already answered to, you know, I might skip that, but most of the things. Otherwise it's gonna be fine. But if it's something you really want to answer to, put it in the chat now and I'll get to it. I'll catch up beforehand. Yes, next video is coming soon. The timetable for the streams should also be up sometime within the next, like before the next weekend. I'm going to publish like the timetable for future streams that would, you know, that include the Patreon Ask Me Anything streams, which are for $5 patrons and up, which is a bit more intimate version where you get to hang out like with some fewer people, and I can talk longer about the questions that you have, also anonymously. And also the React stream where I watch an older video of mine and like react to it live, and then also the time for my next end of the month hangout. So that's gonna be up then as well sometime. I'm gonna plan that out. I might do some election posting next week. Might being the operative word, because while I might be able to like have a stream or something where I sort of like talk about the election and stuff like that, I'm also going to be campaigning. Like I'm going to be hella campaigning. Last election, I think I actually streamed the election for my audience of like 5 people back then, because that was before I even did videos in English. And And I'm not going to be able to do that this year because this year I'm going to be in a locale with like party members and like reacting to the results as they happen and like potentially calling people and being like, hey, congratulations, would you like to go into government with me? So, you know. You should have owls on leech for some no jokes allowed. Yeah. That would be fun, actually. Yeah, I'll check. Maybe. All right. I don't have any fan art wishes. You can do whatever you want. New pockets are dropped. Who's my favorite Detention Baby character? Ames, probably. Not because you know he's kind of a dick, but there are some aspects of his character, especially like early on in the novel, that I enjoy as a character. Like he's a dick, but you know he's fine. Recommended Swedish media. Oh. Is there good Swedish media? What's the robot one? There's a Swedish robot show. Swedish robot show that I auditioned for and didn't get into. Real Humans, it's called. I auditioned for that show and got rejected. It's a Swedish science fiction drama that has to do with like synths. It's really good. I like it. Heard anything from Standard regarding merch? I haven't, unfortunately. Like Standard is. I think that I could have talked to them about like having merch myself earlier, but that would also have been a lot more like. I would have had to put in a lot of work to make that happen, just because it's a lot of work, and there are other things that I've been doing since then. But if I get some time, I really do want to have like, I don't know, like a shirt or something. I don't know, like a shirt with a plant on it or something, like something basic. It'll be fun. I'm gonna try to finish up. Are you more interested in philosophy or political science? Oh, philosophy for sure, 100%. Political science is. I've read it in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. Do you think you'll do another video like the Half-Life one? I know it was a Nebula exclusive, but it was cool hearing something completely different. Now that I don't love the usual content, I might. Before I did YouTube, I did video game reporting for IGN Sweden. I was a games journalist in Sweden during Gamergate. It was great. So, you know, I still play games, and like I'm very much a gamer. So I have opinions on video games that I would like to share. So it's not impossible, but it's just like because my current like online brand is very sort of like history, philosophy focused, like politics focused. It's difficult for me to sort of like find the opportunity to do something like gaming related, but I really want to. Because I love games. I actually do have a video on a game that's gonna be out like sometime soonish. I know that it's like in the pipeline for the near future. That's actually a collaboration with another YouTuber who might be in the chat actually, and we're going to talk a little bit about a specific game company and an approach to history. So you know that might be something. So it's not completely differently, but it's something. Fighting Swedish robots, kind of. All right. There we go. I'm caught up to the stream. And with that, I'm going to head out for the night. I'm going to digest a burger that I had earlier. I'm gonna play some games, I think, on a Nintendo Switch and go to bed. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'm gonna be heading out. Goodbye.